You'll never find beauty in the mundane. Not because it isn't there. Blurred lights we speed past every day, turned into indistinguishable static in the back of our minds. But if we stop and really look for it, when we realize life is not mundane, is when we can find the beauty in it. This stone, perhaps, perched atop another, it does not belong there for any geomorphic reason, yet atop its throne it sits, purveying this babbling brook. Why? I'm not really sure, but that's the point. Or this small waterfall, leaking from an old mill dam, once used to power massive stone wheels which ground grains to powder, now a remnant of times long past, overcome by nature. I find myself crawling on my hands and knees, as if begging for forgiveness, trying to see everything I'd missed, and from up close, for but a moment, I could feel its beauty. I say forgiveness because this place, this trail, this path, I have long ignored, driven past, one of the many blurry lights that I deemed too unimportant to explore. I can say without exaggeration I've physically driven past this place 1,000 times, never stopping because it was where I grew up. What magic could be hidden here? Well, I never looked for it, so of course there was no beauty. But as I return home after 2 years and everything I went through, I find myself drawn to it, as if a sailor returning from sea, realizing it was not the sea he truly fell in love with, but the feeling when you first see land again. Taking a path less traveled, cliche as it may be, I come across an old wall, common enough in Pennsylvania, and it reminds me that until the past 70 years or so, most estate I know to be wooded was once clear-cut and farmed. A stark reminder. But looking around, the youth of nature surrounding me does not cheapen its beauty. Further along the trail, I come across a ghost forest. Dead trees towering over new growth. Ominous. It feels like I am walking through hallowed ground, the remnants of a battle long fought and lost. And now, all that remains are what time has yet to erase. A temporary warning to those who enter. However, even in reverence, I find myself excited. Because for what feels like the first time in years, I'm curious. Not when forced or expected to be, but when genuinely intrigued. My body, my mind, in a base state, independent from outside stressors of influence, wanted to know more, to understand why. I feel parts of my heart moving in ways I've grown unused to. Webs and rust breaking free as I wonder about those trees. Once my brain catches up to my heart, I realize this is most likely the doing of the emerald ashbourne borer, another eastern invasive species, which along with the spotted lanternfly, I, as a Pennsylvanian, am legally obligated to hate. But still, those precious seconds of curiosity awoke something in me, a light I will not let be brought dim again. As I think, a neon blue dragonfly comes to speak with me as well, but she preferred not to be recorded. While in contemplation, I nearly missed this little guy, who, for a moment, scares me to the point I Scooby-Doo jump, hoping to be caught by my Shaggy, but only falling to the ground. Apologies, but in my excitement, I recorded this vertically. Isn't he an adorable little guy? I was going to reach down to obtain him, but I wouldn't much like that to happen to me, so I adored him from a distance. As he leaves and I continue, I soon reach the end of my hike, and I think a happy thought to myself. You don't need to be in a big place to do big things. There's beauty everywhere if you're willing to have a look. Now, roam on.